Main Branch Pizza, your host of Titletown, Logan Young. Are you guys there? Hello? You guys there? Let's try it this way. Well, we're going to Skype play then. Can you there?
We're here.
All right, it's on. Is this Logan?
This is Logan. How are you?
All right, we hearing you loud and clear right over here at the station. See if make sure we got you on the right pod there.
All right, sounds good.
All right, so hey, we turn it over to you down at Main Branch Pizza. It's Titletown Talk with Logan Young.
What's up, all right? This is our first episode here at Titletown Talk, located at Main Branch Pizza tonight. Joined by Charlie Perry. He'll be here momentarily. But we want to welcome everybody here to our first show tonight. And, our goal tonight is to give everybody a little history of Titletown and when it started here and how the name originated. Throughout the year this year, we plan on bringing in players, coaches, doing multiple interviews. We will be covering everything Danville, Boyle, and Center College related throughout the season this year. So first and foremost, we just want to thank you for listening tonight. And, we'll dive right in to talk a little bit about Titletown and how it got its name. I'm sure most of you all are aware, but the first time this happened, 2000, Danville and Boyle both won state titles. And then they continued on in 2001 season, which is where the name originated of Titletown. And since then, we have had numerous state championships by both programs. For a small community, it is unreal to see such domination and success by two public schools in the same small area. You go throughout the state anymore, you mention Titletown, people know who you're talking about, where you're talking about, and why. Anyhow.
Hello,
so I've got
Logan?
Charlie Perry. He just walked in the door
He
here.
just
We've
walked in
been
for
having
you?
a few little issues here, but
That's
we
fine.
are, first episode. It's going to happen.
And
We
hey,
are
Logan.
live here. Charlie's walking in now. And, Charlie's been around this a lot longer than I have. So I'm going to let him get on the headsets here and talk a little bit about his experience and his history with Titletown here. And then after that, we will do a little recap of both games last week for Boyle and Danville and discuss a little bit about what's coming up this coming week.
Hey, Logan, can you hear me?
So, Charlie, I was just mentioning before we walked in here just a little bit about the history of Titletown. The year it started here in 2000, and just get your take on it a little bit.
Golly, there's so much history when you talk about the history of Titletown and the personality of trying to Titletown and what Danville was, is, and back again is thrilling. I'm very excited to see the future of Danville. Now, the first time when talking about Titletown, and then we go way back. I mean, I can go back and just throw out some names. That,
we could do that for hours, right?
Yeah, we can. We can go on and do that. But forgetting someone, sure, we absolutely will. But it was exciting on getting the Titletown personality going. And let's go back to Chuck Smith.
Correct.
And Sam Harp.
Yep.
Sam Harp and Chuck Smith, to politely say this, they respected each other. And as far as becoming...
That's a nice way of putting
it. They respected each other. And I will just leave it at that. And it created a fanship among things. I mean, it truly did. And but going back to Chuck Smith, the way that he built the Boyle County football program was very similar to the way that Mike Pittman and Stoney are doing for Danville on a rebuild.
It is, and coming into a new program, and I'll give Chuck much credit, right?
Mm-hmm.
He understood that it was going to start at the middle school. He understood that, what you feed into that program early is going to kind of eventually be your varsity program. And if you look at that, you go back to your Jeffrey Duggins, your Matt Quinns, your Casey McCoys, your Travis Lefews, the guys who are a part of that first-year team of Titletown. They really built something. They really built something there at the middle school. Coach Spears was there then at the time, and same with them. And I don't mean to sound biased, but Dad at Bate,
right?
Exactly. If you don't have a good feeder, you're never going to have a good varsity program. And once both teams were really taking over and doing well at the middle school, it eventually paid off And in the year 2000, both teams won a state title.
Right.
Danville respectively in their class, Boyle in 3A. And, it's continued on ever since.
Just so much respect statewide that is to the Danville and Boyle County football programs and athletic programs, and the way that they've done. So many people have wanted to copy to see if they could do that the way that Danville and Boyle has. And some of them have, others haven't been able to maintain and stay with it. No.
Well, I don't think anyone in the state has done anything remotely close to what this community has, right? And it's hard. Like, you look at the population here and the size that we are and just the success that has come from this little area, right? Like, you got Louisville, obviously, and you're going to have your Trinities every year winning
Right,
6A,
sure.
and now they've got Cal. These are private schools.
Right.
Right. And I'm not going to get on the public-private thing. I don't want to get on that discussion just yet. We'll save
Just
that for
yet.
another week.
Yeah.
But ideally, to see two public schools like that dominate like they did, primarily, especially in the early 2000s, with just their own kids that they've developed throughout their own program.
Right.
I mean, you can't say enough about that.
No, you can't. And the programs were much respect. I know the personalities of people were different then than they are now. They really are. And
Well, the game's changed.
the
It's
game has
different
changed.
now than it was then.
The game has changed. But coming back to the way that it with Sam Harp when he first came, I remember the press conference when Sam Harp first came to Danville.
Yeah.
We didn't know if we were going to get him or not.
I was thinking I was
everybody-
4 then, so
yeah,
you
yeah,
remember
it
that better than I do.
Yeah, it was very touch and go whether we were going to get Sam Harp. And then after we had him the first year, we didn't know if we wanted him or not.
Well, yeah, I remember that 88 season was tough. It was. I remember him joking, or not even joking, just being honest, telling me about, for sale signs in his yard and all that.
Yeah.
But,
Oh,
but then 89 turned around and won a state title, and then
That's
after
right.
that, the rest is history.
And the rest
right?
is history, absolutely.
And same with Chuck.
Yeah.
He had a few rough years early there at
Yes, he
Bullock
did.
coming over from Mercer, and I'm sure there are some people that are questionable about it, but he stuck to his guns, his discipline. He brought in a good staff. He knew what he had coming up, and, he built something special there as well.
Yeah, he has, and I mean he did. And Chuck Smith, of course, with his son, doing very well in Southwestern.
Oh, yeah. South Warren, absolute
and doing
dominant
very
team.
well. Then I say Southwestern, that's a different school.
Yeah,
Yeah, South Warren.
and it's tough in 6A because you got Trinity.
Oh my goodness, yeah, you do.
It's just, but last year, Brandon, they played him at state. They played him closer than any team in the state.
Yes, they did.
And that just shows, but again, you've got a guy that played at Boyle, was raised to the program. His dad was Chuck, and he competes with a team like Trinity at Kroger Field last year in the state title
Right.
tournament. And you see the same thing with Danville, right? Lots of alumni there, Clevenger at Somerset, whatever. And,
Right.
you've got a lot of guys from both these programs that have moved on, that have taken what they learned there, that are coaching and doing well. And, the unique thing about this area and this town and this title town talk, if you will, is a lot of these guys have gone on to have success, college,
Right.
pro, coaching. They're back now. They're involved in
right.
whether it's youth league, middle school, high school, whatever, boosters club. There's something to be said when you go through two programs like that here in this community. You have a sense of pride there,
Yes, you do.
right? And even guys that I played with, the kids maybe across town or other places now, they still want to help with Danville. They still want to write a check to the boosters club. They still show up at games when that whatever team their kids is not playing. You don't get that a lot of places.
No, you do not. And that is the fans. Without the fans, my goodness, it's just tough. It is really tough. But I appreciate now with the way that Danville has returned
Agreed.
several things. They've returned back academically.
Yeah.
That you've got to have your academic excellence off the field as much as you want in the field.
Agreed.
On performance, you need that. I think hiring Mike Pittman was just
Phenomenal.
phenomenal, just great. And thank goodness he come back and was able to take the job. The current superintendent has done a super job of getting things back in Danville correctly, the way they should have been, or should have stayed that way. And Stoney has come in. The players that I really, truly respect are the players that for the last 3 years before Stoney got here, the players that stayed.
Yeah, they
Stayed
didn't quit or didn't. Right.
Yes, they could have.
Because that's
yeah.
a hard thing to ask, right, during what they're going through.
Yeah.
And I think there's something to be said, too, with both programs, right? You got Travis out there at left you
Oh, my,
as AD
yes.
and coach. At Danville, you've got a lot of alumni and coaches there.
Mm-hmm.
Danny Goodwin is your principal. Ron Ballard, superintendent. Mike Pittman, AD, all alumni.
Right.
You've got kind of the same thing going on at Boyle. And that's where that passion comes in, right? The people that experienced what it was before and know what it means to be there, that makes a huge difference.
It does.
And bringing in Stonebreaker was great. Boyle brought in Haddix, a proven winner down at Corbin.
Absolutely.
And both programs now are on the up and up. Boyle, let's be honest, last 4 or 5 years they've never been on the down and down. If we're being real about it, right? But to see Danville coming up and to see, well, even out there, he's got some former Boyle players that played for him and some that were played for Chuck on his staff.
Right.
And same at Danville, right? You've got, well, Lord, you got Dad who's been here since 80. You got Jerry Perry now.
Right.
KT, Kelvin Turner, Dookie's father.
Right.
And he's brought 2 guys from the 2017 team on that staff as well. So there's something to be said about living in a community where success is expected and tradition is maintained and history is respected.
Right.
And you bring in people from different generations to maintain that and to continue that success.
And a lot of times you are what you were.
Correct.
I mean, to say that, it's to do that and to maintain what they've done has just been tremendous, and to bring it back. Now, the way Boyle County hasn't missed a beat. Since the Titletown started, there was a little hiccup.
A little
for
hiccup here
of
and there.
years.
They've had a few years that they didn't.
Right, a couple of years that they did have a little hiccup in there. But they're just a program that is it's awesome. They're great. They're in some polls had them rated number 3 in the state in all classes.
Yep.
And they keep bringing them in, and they just have an excellent program. They've had facilities now that are just awesome. They're just great right there. You can hardly agree. A lot of colleges would love to have these.
Right.
And
right,
so
agreed.
we'll talk about some of the individual players that now are going to be, playing for Danville this year, playing for Boyle County. We'll talk about Center College, which is just an excellent resource.
Fantastic program and resource for these kids here. Yeah, we will talk about that. And like you just mentioned, Boyle has had a few hiccups in there. And if you look at Danville when they had their little 4-year slip there, if you will.
Yeah.
They didn't have a lot of people that were tied to the history.
Right.
And I think that just really goes. Danville's won 6 titles in the last, at least 1 title in 6 of the last 7 decades. Mm-hmm. And that says a lot about that program as a whole.
A lot.
You don't see a lot about that, especially the small public school, right?
No.
Boyle, since 1999, winning their first title, has, I don't even know the number of them, but they've won a ton, right? A ton.
A lot.
Numerous consecutive titles, numerous undefeated seasons, and you just don't get that. Like you look like a community like Lexington, right? Or even a Beechwood or Northern Kentucky. Nobody's done what we've done here in this little city county setup that we have here in Danville and Boyle County, and it's something remarkable, and it's something for everyone to be proud of. I know there's a rivalry there. Trust me, I was raised in it, right?
Yes, very much.
But there's also, I think, respect there, and I think when you step back and you kind of look away from that, it's something to admire.
Sure, absolutely.
Right? It's something that you don't see many places at all. So anyhow, we'll take a quick break, and we come back. We'll talk a little bit about Boyle and Danville's teams this year, their games last Friday, and what they got coming up, and then we'll talk a little about Center College.
Sounds good.
All right.
Local buy local, save big deals.
Hello, this is Robert Wagner, General Manager of Hometown Radio. We love our listeners, and we know times are tough, so we wanted to do something big, so you could save money on local businesses. After several meetings, we could see no other way, so we opened Big Deals online store, selling gift certificates to local businesses. The gift certificates are just like cash. You buy full retail value gift certificates at a big discount.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
Supplies limited, so hurry over to our online store at hometownlive.net and click on the Big Deals logo. Some restrictions may apply. Spend a few minutes now and save big tomorrow. Join other Hometown Radio listeners who are already shopping and saving at Big Deals online store at hometownlive.net.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
The Big Deals online store at hometownlive.net.
Sutton Pharmacy, friendly service from people you know.
At Sutton Pharmacy, your community health mart pharmacy, our team helps you stay healthy with quick refills, expert advice, and flu shots. Enjoy free local delivery and a convenient app to make managing your refills easy. Sutton Pharmacy in Lancaster on West Maple Avenue. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6. A health mart taking time to listen and care.
Feeling like sizzling sausage, Uncle Rick? Cool
Cool off at Clark's Pump and Shop. Browse our beer cave, treat yourself to some ice cream, and don't forget Clark's bottled water. Download the Clark's Reward app for monthly specials. Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel. Feeling like sizzling sausage, Uncle Rick? Cool off at Clark's Pump and Shop. Browse our beer cave, treat yourself to some ice cream, and don't forget Clark's bottled water. Download the Clark's Reward app for monthly specials. Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
There is little doubt that many are facing financial hardships in our country today. Statistics are daunting. As many as 70% of Americans have less than $1,000 saved for emergencies. Many folks lack the basic financial knowledge to avoid these pitfalls. To meet this need, First Southern is here to help, so that our communities can be better equipped to face the financial challenges life throws their way. Explore the Financial Literacy Resource Center at fsnb.net. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Laura from the Garrett County Public Library. We have a brand new bookmobile and we are ready for new bookmobile patrons. You can pick out books on the bookmobile or we can bring you a selection based on your preferences. Call us at 859-792-3424 or stop and visit us on the square in Lancaster.
Now open under new ownership, the Pastime Cafe in downtown Crab Orchard. You must come see to appreciate this rustic atmosphere, offering daily specials and desserts, ice cream, banana splits, milkshakes, all your favorite beverages. Specialty drinks only $5 each. Good people equals good prices and good food. The Pastime Cafe, downtown Crab Orchard.
It's 6:21.
And now the weather forecast on Z105.
Brought to you by Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance, your local independent insurance agency, proudly representing Auto Owners Insurance Company. Ask if Auto Owners makes sense for you. Call me, Mark Dexter, or Chris Reitmeyer for a free quote, 236-6686.
Patchy fog tonight, mostly clear, low of 64. Patchy fog in the morning, burning off to mostly sunny skies and a high of 84. Tomorrow night, mostly clear, low of 62. Sunny on Saturday, high of 86. Mostly clear Saturday night, low of 65. Sunny Sunday, high of 89. Mostly clear Sunday night, low of 70.
It's 85 degrees.
All right, everyone, welcome back. This is Charlie Perry and Logan Young with Title Town Talk here at Main Branch Pizzeria on Main Street in Danville, Kentucky. So, Charlie, I've been looking at this menu here real quick. So, I've been told that some of the top items here, this Dividends meatballs. So I'm just going to read it as I got it.
Right.
House meatballs wrapped in pizza dough and fried with mozzarella and pomodoro sauce. Sounds fantastic, right?
Wow, yes.
And then the investment banker, because this is, of course, the old bank.
Oh, yeah.
And, you got the vault back here, which we walked through and saw earlier.
Right.
Pretty impressive. It is mozzarella, tomato sauce, pepperoni, Fritz mozzarella, and hot honey.
Ooh, man.
Sounds fantastic, right? So come on up here. Check out Main Branch Pizza here in Danville, Kentucky on Main Street. And while we're talking about food here, so next week, we are going to set up 10% of food sales during the show. We'll be going to different organizations, right?
Okay.
Whether it be a booster club or whatever. I think next week we're going to do Bull County's Quarterback Club. The following week we'll be doing the Champions Club of Danville.
Okay.
And then after that, we're wide open. I've been in touch with some people. They've reached out. So thank you, Main Branch Pizza, for doing that. That's a huge, it's huge,
Yes, it is. Very good.
You know as well as I do, you've been around this a long time. Every little penny counts.
That is so good to see the Champions Club returning, like in the Ghost and Blue, and the various different things, the way that the community wants to be involved into the sports program. And Danville had kind of dropped the ball on that for a while, and they did.
Yeah.
And now getting back and realizing getting good grace is wonderful. I think this is a great idea.
Oh, yeah, well, and this wasn't my idea. They reached out to me. Trust me, this is much more creative than I could have came up with. But, but the Ghost and Blue, shout out to Bill Ruth, Dad, Kenny Young, Donnie Red, Joey Kirk, the guys that really got to go on, alumni of Danville.
That's right.
So just to clarify, everyone, the Ghost and Blue is kind of an alumni association, if you will, for athletics. Any donations made there will go towards Danville athletics, whether it's football, whatever sports you want your money to go to. It's a nonprofit. So you can donate through them. Champions Club is more directed just towards football. It's more of a boosters club setting. Then, of course, the Quarterback Club at Bull County has been going on since, how many years? Jerry's mom started it, right?
I think so. Brenda Farmer.
I think she started years and years ago, correct? Yeah.
Who is a Hall of Fame member of the Bull County Athletics.
Yeah, she should be.
Yeah, she is. And she would put in, I think, 2 or 3 years ago. And from the beginning. I mean, she was one of the creators of the quarterback club, and her entire family supported her in the way that she did. She's just a diehard local sports fan, but she loves her Boyle County Rebels.
Well, and you need people like that in the community.
Yes,
you need your Bill Roos. You need your Clay Albrights.
Yes,
I mean, we
you
started
do.
the Champions Club, I don't know, right before Coach Harp left.
Right.
And you need people like Brenda, and you need people to continue that year after year after year to continue, because, it benefits the kids. It's,
yes.
For a lot of these people, it's the only source of income. And again, these are people who just love the program. They want to see the success continue. They want to make sure that their kids, their grandkids, so on and so forth, have the best that we can offer. And if you don't have that, you don't have it, right?
Well, to me, you owe it to your kids. You know it.
You do.
To the student players. You owe it to your athletes. You just truly do. I mean, you need to give them the best facilities that they can play.
Mm-hmm.
You need to give them the best chance to move on up and to get into the next level, into college, get their education help or paid for from their athletic endeavors. And you just need to have that. Money helps bring that apart, brings them the recognition that they have, kids to be proud.
Yep.
And I think, now I am sad, I didn't say I'm sad, but I was in Atlanta last week and was not at the Danville game.
Yeah.
Thank goodness for you and your handy little phone and
My little
Facebook.
clips, yeah.
And all the clips. It was exciting. I mean, the crowd was phenomenal. Also to see the Thurman Preston to be recognized, and
Thurman, yeah.
was just a great player, great guy, great person.
Well, and and they
the
honored
atmosphere was-
2 officials that recently passed throughout the off season. It was just, it was a special night,
Yes,
as
it
it
was.
always is. And Boyle has their bowl coming up this Saturday, and it'll be a special night for them. It always is as well.
It sure is.
But I'm glad you brought that up. So we'll recap just a little bit of that game real quick here. Danville Marion. So what surprised me, Danville passed the ball quite a bit and did well Friday, right?
Isn't that something? Yes.
As did Boyle. We'll get there in a minute, right? So Dylan Kruger, 11 of 14, 218 yards, 2 touchdowns. And, of course, running Javian Mukes, who we all know is special.
Yes.
122 yards, 3 touchdowns. However, Dylan Kruger ran one in from 3.
Right.
And one of the best runs of the night came from Tavy Beasley. 1 carry, 70 yards, scored. Great spin move at the line. And then receiving-wise, he spread it out, right? You had 6 players with a reception that night. Trendon Sellers being your leading receiver with 4 receptions, 115 yards, 1 touchdown. Gavin Baker, 2 for 44, 1 huge catch. Mukes, 1 for 35 and a touchdown, of course. Zane Knott, a name that we don't mention a lot because he does a whole lot on defense, and they don't have their – listen, we're good to get offensive stats right now with this new website, but defensively we're not going to get a lot, but I'll take what I can get right now.
Sure.
Listen, I respect Julian, I respect Brown Millen. Like, I know they're working on it. I know we'll get there eventually. But anyway, Zane Knott, 2 receptions, 27 yards. Braden Ford had 1 catch for a 2-point conversion there, and Cameron Peters, 1 reception for 7 yards. So Danville really spread the ball out. Marion County, a team that went 7-3, 7-4, I think, something like that last year, has a ton of seniors, a good-sized line, and Danville just manhandled them. And they're well coached. Ross Brown's a decent coach. I've known Ross since he played at Georgetown. He's about my age. We've known each other going back 25 years or so now.
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting that game to be a little close early, but Danville just completely dominated.
Talking with the respect of the other teams and the different ones, and we have to say respect because we don't want to say other things.
Right.
I actually thought it would be a close. I picked, when we had the rally up there at Danville High School, I picked Danville to win 34-17.
Yeah.
And I thought it would be, like they start off slow. I think Danville maybe even come from behind once they caught on. And this young line, and all the chemistry kept going. But, I mean, right out of the gate, you see they just,
Absolutely.
it was Danville all the way.
Well, and Larry Vaught said the same thing, and so did I. So either the 3 of us are just clueless,
yes,
or Danville's better than we all expected.
I hate to say it in that way, but we do expect Danville to be better.
We do.
We
And
expect
we do.
them to be
We
better
expect
each
a
week.
lot.
Yeah, we do. We expect that.
We do. Well, they had a lot of returning starters, right? Your quarterbacks, your running backs, your receivers. I mean, the only thing they lost anything else is a few linemen.
Right.
And so we do expect a lot of Danville this year. We have a right to.
Right. And exactly.
And they've got Jerry Perry back calling the defense, so we have a lot of faith in that. And, like last year, we're young, we make young mistakes, yada, yada. That's acceptable. those young kids played a full season. That's not an excuse this year.
No, it isn't. No, it is
can't
not.
be, right? Like, we should dominate this year. I mean, honestly, LCA should be, their toughest competition this year, and I think we should play them closer than we did.
I think we will. I think that they need to be a little bit shaky.
They should be. I tell you, I agree.
When Danville had scrimmage a couple of weeks ago, they scrimmaged South Laurel, and they looked good, but I saw a lot of holes on defense.
Correct.
And I was talking with some other Admiral fans, and I said, well, Jerry Perry will correct this.
Yep.
And he did. I mean,
He did.
within a week's time, he did. He corrected it, and Danville to do very well, like they did, against an experienced Marion County team.
Yeah, very much
right.
so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, so congratulations, Danville. Great first game. And
Great
now,
game.
so we'll switch over here to the Rebels.
That's
who,
right. Absolutely.
Played I'm not sure what, top 20 at the very least, Owensboro Catholic, team that made the state last year. They got beat, but a good team. Quarterback's phenomenal, going to, I think, Louisville, throws the ball, on a dime. Boyle County came out. It was a little close there for a quarter and a half, and then Boyle just did what they do. They only gave up one touchdown in the second half. And, and obviously, right, Seneca Driver, incredible player.
Incredible player. Now, you talk about Mr. Football nominees, and I understand what Boyle County, and they're doing this correctly. They need to promote him as quick as all. They need to promote him on every breath they speak, because that helps get the other voters that vote in for Mr. Football get the attention. But he is a phenomenal player.
And an even better person. You want me to better, more humble kid. I used to do interviews last year for 12th Region Sports, and we would do it at basketball. And every time I interview him, I knew he hated doing it half the time.
Right.
I know you're ready to go home. But every time he would kind of be like, all right, I'll do it, but can we get this kid this, looking out for his teammates.
Sure, that's what
right.
that's
I
true.
mean, he's a very humble. This kid's getting ready to go to Oklahoma. He's getting ready to make some money. He's getting ready to play for Jason Witten. He's all over social media. You see, talk about him every day.
Right.
And he's handling it very well.
That's true. And that takes a personality to do that. And like you say, he has a good upbringing. If you don't,
he does. He does. Oh, great family. Comes from great
family. I mean, his mama can, put the badge on him if she needs to.
That's fair. That's fair. Mama can tase him and teach him. Mary needs to tase him and teach him. But, grandparents, great grandparents. I mean, just good family.
Good people.
And, and he's young for his grade. That's what people, I think, forget, right? He's not a holdback. He's young for his grade. He runs, I think, like 4 or 5, or he can do a standing backflip. He's just phenomenal athlete. And if you watched him in basketball last year, teams throughout the region, everybody they played, had to adjust what they were doing because of Seneca.
Right.
We haven't seen that, and I wrote an article last week, and I'm sure you read it, about Dennis Johnson. We have not seen an athlete like him since probably Dennis Johnson. Like a multiple sport, just generational athlete, if you will. And he is one of those, but he's just so humble. And so last week, Seneca himself, 3 carries, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns rushing, right? This is a kid going as a tight end. On the receiving end, he had 4 receptions for 51 yards. And he did it on defense. I think he played, that was Haddock's posted something. He played like 5, 6, 7 different positions throughout the game.
Quarterback.
Yeah, and he can do it all for him.
Right.
So shout out to him. We expect that from him. He's wearing number 5. Number 5 is kind of like a Mr. Quarterback winner out there from Jeffrey Duggins, Tavy, Dawson. So, good luck to him. He's got the right number on it, at least for that.
Sure does.
But I'll tell you, somebody we don't talk enough about in this community who had a phenomenal game, Jet Riley, quarterback. 16-21, 164 yards passing, 2 passing TDs. And he also ran for 118 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns.
That's amazing. And he is just a junior, too.
Correct.
And the thing about it, you have someone like Seneca Driver, and to overlook our quarterback like Boyle County has, what a mistake that's going to be for teams to even think about doing that. But they've got to put a lot of attention on Seneca Driver.
They do.
And the quarterback now is probably, it opens it up. And he's just, I've talking to the coaches, and at Boyle, they just love this guy. The future is just...
he's such a good kid. But and much like Danville, right? Jet has a lot of targets.
Right.
So teams are double, triple covering Seneca to try and shut down what you do. You're not going to shut down one-on-one, most teams, right?
Mm-mm.
So it opens up. So Shetman gives an option to him. Kane Logan, the Johnson kid, Thompson, and Gavin Johnson. It opens up so many. Shannon Lofton.
Right.
So a lot of receivers are going to get a lot of looks due to teams having to cover center, and Jet's going to find them.
Mm-hmm.
I watched them play at the 7-on-7 at EKU. He was hitting every target there. It's, phenomenal season. I look for him to really be a difference maker for this team this year.
Right.
Then again, we don't have defensive stats really here, but I do definitely want to give a shout out to Lucas Akers.
Okay.
He won the defensive MVP, had a few sacks. I think he had, here we go, I got it here now, finally pulled up. He had an interception, return for a touchdown of 47 yards, 10 tackles total, 4 solo, 4 assisted. Wow. Phenomenal game at linebacker, and Boyle is doing that on both sides of the ball.
Right.
They did lose a lot on their defensive line last year, but they got their linebacker core back. It's probably one of the best in 4A, in my opinion. And same with Danville. Back to that. We didn't talk a lot about their defense,
we
but
didn't.
like Braden Ford at linebacker, he's a monster, a man-child, if you will. And they got a lot of speed in their secondary. You're not going to, unless there's a mistake in their reads, there's not going to be a lot of deep passes or open receivers against Danville either. So both of these teams this year are really solid, Boyle, of course, won state last year. So, to say much improved, they didn't have a lot to improve on.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Danville's improved drastically, and I think Boyle has had some kids step into the positions where they had seniors, where they thought they may be weak, or where they thought they may be weaker, rather. You got Christian out there at D-line. He's also another just phenomenal player. So looking at both of these teams this year, there's so much positive about it, right? Now, obviously, there is a big difference in scheduling.
Sure. Oh, big difference in scheduling.
Let's
Huge
just be
schedule.
honest.
They're looking at Bull has one of the toughest schedules in the state.
Absolutely.
They
No
do.
question about it.
There were like 4 or 5 of their teams are in the top 10.
Yeah,
getting to open up against Owensboro Catholic, who was a runner-up last year.
their scrimmage was against Atherton, who was a top 25 team, right?
Right.
And then last year was Owensboro Catholic. This week they play Station, who I think is still in the top 25.
Mm-hmm.
Then the following week they play Catholic. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
Then, of course, we all know the last game of the year is Frederick Douglass. They've got St. X at St. X this year. So, you got to respect that. But you don't get better playing weak teams.
No, you do.
Now, on the flip side of that, with Danville, right, they were 0-22. They had 4 years of just not good things.
Right.
And so they had to get some wins last year, gain confidence, gain support, and I respect that. I get that,
Sure.
right?
Yes.
And as long as you're drumming these teams like you're supposed to do, then that's fine too.
Right.
And then, of course, after this year, because with football, it's not like basketball, it's not like baseball, it's not a year contract. Everything with football is a 2-year deal. So if you schedule 1 year, you got to play in the next, you got to buy out, and it's a whole lot of stuff to it. Now, Danville next year, I expect and hope to see a much tougher schedule, and I think that we will, because some of these teams aren't going to play them. They see what they got coming up. They're going to have to play harder teams, right?
Exactly. Yes.
And so I think that'll benefit them. And I look for potentially there to be another, as we are Titletown Talk, another Titletown opportunity, right? Another year where it's possible for both teams to win a state championship in the very, very near future.
Very, very near future. This team right now for Danville, one game, does that make a season? No, but it does get you started in the right positive way. And from what I have read and seen and observed from Danville, these kids they want to win. They want to win. They're coachable. They respond to the coaches that they have, that Stoney brought in.
Mm-hmm.
I know they have a lot of coaches.
They have a lot of coaches. They have a big staff.
They have a big staff, absolutely. Put a jersey on them, I guess, if you need to. But that is something that the kids, they want to be coached. This team does. Some of the others, I don't know. Bless their heart, they just got lost for a few years. They did. And I hated it. It was just not good. But getting back with the lighter schedule, and getting wins, it brings the fans back in. It brings the sponsors back in.
Absolutely.
It brings the players more. And the cheerleading squad this year, my goodness.
Huge.
There was 5 last year. This year is 20.
Yep. And I'm glad you mentioned sponsors, right? So let's talk about that for just a minute.
Sure.
Both of our programs now have made additions, right? Danville New Lights, Jumbotron. Bull has their Jumbotron.
Sure.
Danville announced at the game, you weren't there, but Danville announced on their Jumbotron screen that they're going to be breaking ground soon for their indoor facility.
Right.
Indoor turf facility, multiple sport, locker room, new concession, new bathroom, in their building. And I have no doubt that Boyle will be there very soon as well, right? So to see the sponsorship, to see the community. And here's the thing, right, about this community. You go to some areas throughout the state, you've got people who are just dead set on supporting one school and one school only. Here, your business owners, your community, they may be an alumni of a certain school. Their kids may be at a certain school, but they are open to helping both programs, and that is what makes Danville, Boyle County area so special.
It sure does.
And shout out to all them, but we'll take another commercial break here.
Okay.
When we come back, we'll talk a little about these games coming up for both teams and a little bit about Center College this year.
Open in downtown Richmond. What we all have been waiting for. Islands in the Stream Caribbean Cafe and Bar. They feature both a great Caribbean environment and great food. Enjoy soup, entrees, their famous deviled eggs. All of their dressings and sauces are made in-house. Sides, desserts, and of course their special drinks, beer, cocktails, spirits, wines, and more. Call in your order at 859-575-8010. Islands in the Stream Cafe and Bar, downtown Richmond.
It's that time again, the Boyle County Alumni Tailgate Event, Friday, September the 4th. Social hour begins at 4:30 in the high school cafeteria with dinner, door prizes, and awards. Game time at 7:30. To register, go to the Boyle County Alumni Facebook page or email Kathy Belcher at bellsouth.net. Folks, it's a great time to show your colors and school pride. Once a rebel, always a rebel.
And here's Clark with the weather. How's it looking for our weekend boaters out there, Clark?
Well, Stacy, we can expect periods of heavy rain across the viewing area. That means all the trash, lawn chemicals, and other hazardous waste on the ground will go down the storm drains and into our rivers, lakes, and streams.
Gross.
Gross is right, Stacy. Now here's Dave with sports.
Do your part to keep our new Kentucky home clean. Make sure only stormwater goes down storm drains. Brought to you by Team Kentucky and the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet.
The Hometown Radio Network Sports broadcast schedule. High school football Friday night as Mercer County takes on Campbellsville High School. It's a 7:30 kickoff. It's on 99.5 FM WHBN. Friday evening, Garrett County takes on Estill County. 8:30ish kickoff on Z105 WRNZ FM. And two more games on Saturday. Danville takes on Knox Central Saturday. 5:30 kickoff on 103.9 FM WHIR. And Boyle County hosting Bryan Station. 8 o'clock kickoff on Z105 Saturday night.
Folks, appearing this weekend at the Crow's Hat in Lancaster. It's Doom with Pond Digger, plus Kyle's Kitchen Food Truck. I've had it. It's awesome. Drink specials all day and night. Open noon to 1 a.m. Crow's Hat, Danville Street near the square in Lancaster.
The music this hour on Z105.
Brought to you by The Nook. I'm Teddy Toller, owner of The Nook, Danville's new state-of-the-art live music lounge, martini bar, and arcade. We're located on the Danville Bypass on Finn Hill Drive. Come get cozy with us and nestle in at The Nook.
Now back to Main Branch Pizza.
Welcome back, everyone. We are here at Main Branch Pizza. Myself, Logan Young, here with Charlie Perry with our first episode of Titletown Talk. Charlie, again, good crowd here at Main Branch Pizza.
Yes.
Just want to remind everybody again, next week, 10% of food proceeds during the show will go to Boyle County's Quarterback Club, and the 15% will go to Danville's Champions Club. And then after that, I don't know yet. We will schedule it out. But the idea is we want to give back and we want to help, and Main Branch wants to help their community, and we're going to give 10% to various boosters clubs and organizations throughout the year as we do this show. So shout out to Main Branch Pizza here on Main Street in Danville, and thank you all for that. So Charlie, we talked a little bit about last week between Boyle and Danville and their games.
Right.
So let's talk a little about what they got coming up this week. We'll start here with Danville. They will travel to Marion County Saturday, kickoff at 5:30. They'll be playing Knox Central. I feel like a little bit tougher team than they played last week in Marion County.
That's what I understand. That's what I understand. Knox, and each game, if you could get a little tougher, would be good to do.
It would be, right?
This game, I think, is going to be interesting. For Danville, it's going to be an early game. It's going to be, hot.
It is.
From Danville last week, I don't know what time that game started, but I don't think it was over.
Not what it was supposed to.
No, I didn't think. No, it went over to midnight, somebody said. Whatever.
Yeah, it was a little late.
But this game, Danville is going to be, I think they're going to be ready. I think, again, I look Danville to win this game. I do.
I do, too.
I do. I think they double up on this game.
I think the Ads win this weekend. I think they'll have a little more physicality. I just hope they can build on what they did last week, right? I like to see throwing the ball because it opens it up for Mukes to run the ball a lot. And I really liked what I saw of the defense last week at Danville, and I hope that we continue to see that. The linebacker core looked great. Here's the thing with Danville, right? We thought their line was going to struggle this year.
Right.
They worked their butts off in the weight room this year, and the line, more than anything else, has impressed me so far this year. I've been to both scrimmages. I've been to their game last week. That's what shocked me more than anything.
Right. That's just what I was like. It was going to be a big hole or a weak spot, if you were going to say inexperienced, to be polite.
Correct.
On the front line, that's what I thought would be the offensive line, and of course, Danville, a lot of players go both ways.
Correct.
And doing this, I was pleased with watching them in their scrimmages that Danville played against South Laurel and Campbellsville, and I thought the line performed well. And as we were talking with them, some of the players, one of the players, I love this kid. I said, you need to get mean. I said, you need to get a mean streak. You need to get respectfully hateful when you're in there. You're doing your job to protect your best friends back here and open up a hole for these guys. Is what you've got to do. And he's developed it and doing well, and I just am excited about it.
I am too, and you're right. Inexperience was a fear, right? Like as far as strength concerned, I had no fear. As far as desire to do well, I had no fear with him. It was just first year last year with Stonebreaker, had a lot going on, a lot scheduled. They only had 2 JV games. I was concerned about the experience, but they have proven so far this year that they can handle it. Now, let's go across town here. Boyle County has a Rebel Bowl Saturday.
Right. Big time bowl.
First game is LCA versus Pulaski County, which in my opinion may be one of the better games this weekend in the state.
I think so.
If you're planning on going to that bowl, you might as well go early and watch both games because the first one's going to be a phenomenal game, I feel like, at least. And then, of course, Boyle will take on Bryan Station. Bryan Station, again, another ranked team, or preseason they were. I'm not sure where they are now. They run the ball a little more than Owensboro Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
And traditionally and historically, you don't run the ball a lot against Boyle County anymore.
No, you do
right?
not. No.
Let's just be honest about it.
Mm-mm.
And we talked about that linebacker core earlier. We talked about, Seneca Driver. We talked Maddox Hager is a name we haven't brought up yet, who had a great game coming back on ACL last week. Caused a fumble, made some big tackles. So I look for Boyle to get a win at home, and it could be a big win.
I think it will be a big win because, the facilities that Boyle County has, my goodness, what a wonderful place to play football and to watch it and go. Now with their new big screen that they have out there, the video screen that they have, it's like a drive-in theater.
It just adds an element to the excitement,
It does. It really does. And the players are hungry. They're hungry to show to their home crowd. And what a great crowd, I understand. It traveled down to Bowling Green, down to Western Kentucky last week.
I heard that as well.
And that they had a good participating fans who went down, had a great time. Boyle County is, I don't know who's going to be able to stop these guys. From what I've seen, heard, and I have some pretty close contact with the coaching staff here. And Boyle they're just good.
They are good. And I don't want to jump the gun, but I really can't wait to talk to some of these players on the show next week about getting a rematch against Catholic. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there next week.
Yes, absolutely.
So good luck to both teams this week, Danville and Boyle County. We wish you luck. We are expecting wins.
Right.
Continue doing what you're doing, both teams. You've both looked impressive so far, and we hope to continue to see that type of play. So real quick, let's talk a little about center football coming up this year, right? Had a little rough bump last year. Andy Fry has done a phenomenal job in his career at Center College. Stadium's named after him, right? Can't say enough good things about Andy.
No, you cannot.
Such a good human being and such a great football coach.
What a humble guy. He truly is.
Yep.
And when he has some great coaching staff that he's had in the past. Coach Stoney coached with him for a couple of years.
When he's at Conley there for I don't know how long now. He's been, I think since he graduated, right? So
exactly.
He's one of my favorites down there. But and his brother coaches at Sayre, right? So that's something I was thinking about Andy, right? Like Coach Fry, excuse me. Sorry, I've known him long enough. I can't help it. But Coach Fry's had tons of graduates go on to be successful coaches in great programs throughout this state and others. And he's also had a lot of alumni and former players stick around for a year or two and coach under him, get a little bit of education, if you will, in the coaching, and go on and do their thing. So, he's one of those coaches that wants to set his kids up for success, not on the football field only, but afterwards, as do Stonebreaker, as do Haddix, as do Sam Harp, as do Chuck Smith, Duffy. Go as far back as you want, Larry French, as far back as Ed Roll. anyone who wants to truly coaches for the right reason, it's not about winning games. Yes, you want to win games, but it's about making sure your kids win in the game of life. And we've been blessed in this community at Danville, at Boyle, and at Center to have numerous coaches throughout the years in various sports that do just that.
They do just absolutely. And if you look at an example, you can talk about the Left View boys, the way that they turned out and what they did. You look at the Tammy teams and that they've come together. And you look at the young men or the men that they have become.
Yeah.
And now their sons and daughters are playing and involved into the athletic program.
And for me, I went to school during the original Titletown days, right? 2000, 2001, and 99, whatever, and at 98, until my age here. But it's great to see guys I went to school with at both schools, seeing their kids now coming through and playing.
Right.
It's really unique. It's fun to watch.
It is fun to watch, yes.
And it's also entertaining to watch them from the crowd and some from the sidelines jump on them like,
oh, yes.
Like they should. like I'm used to seeing and you're used to seeing back in the day.
Right.
So it's pretty intense. It's great. But back to Center College. So we went 5-5 last year. Not the best season for Center, but they were young.
Right.
Very young. They got some guys back this year. They have an All-American candidate coming back this year. And here's the thing I like about Center now. They have a ton of local talent there, right? Paul McClure, Patrick's son, Boyle County graduate, he's playing there. Mm-hmm. They are recruiting numerous kids currently, and they're not allowed to talk about that, so I won't either right now.
No.
Numerous kids being recruited at both Danville and Boyle right now, as well as other area teams to potentially go play football there. One I know is going to commit there, just hasn't yet. Another is seriously committing it. Mm-hmm. And these are kids that will really help that program. So here's my thing, Charlie. I've always wanted to see Danville be more of a college town. It's always been my wish. I wish we had a homecoming parade, and seeing more local kids going there. Hopefully we'll get to that point. There's a ton of kids going there to play girls soccer this year. Women's soccer is college. I better get that correct. Somebody will correct me later if I don't.
There you go.
Got a lot playing men's soccer. The baseball team there, right? They're phenomenal.
Wow.
Hosted first round of playoffs there last year.
Yes.
So Center Athletics has just really risen from what it was when I was a kid. The $80 million facility there, the weight room, the swimming pool. They hosted the region there last year, and I found out that it seats more than both Louisville and UK in that swimming pool.
Really?
Like that. My assumption is they'll put in a bid to host the state swim meet there one year. I don't know if it'll happen or not, but who knows? It's possible. But to see a Division III school like that just have the facilities they have and continue to grow like they do, and also provide such a great education, have such a great reputation, both athletically and academically. Can't say enough about having that here in this community, in this town.
And I think the town needs to be more involved with that.
100%.
They really do. As Center College has made an investment into their athletic program, one of these days they'll work on the gymnasium for basketball. They'll get that.
And it's nice too. I mean, roof floors. It doesn't seat a lot. Is the only issue.
It doesn't seat a lot. No, it doesn't.
But it's a great gym. The floor,
it is
fantastic. Scoreboards. The sound system is phenomenal. So. Danville, Boyle County, anyone in this community, surrounding areas, Mercer, Lincoln, Garrett, anywhere in the 12th region, and so on. If you want to watch some good athletics, some good Division III athletics, and I've said this before, and this will probably upset some people, not only is it fun to watch, it might give you a good idea of where your child might actually be when it comes to the level of playing college, because a lot of people, I don't think their kids are D1 athletes. Go watch a Center game, and it might humble you a little bit and really see where you need to be just to play college in general, right? Because no matter where you go, D3, D1, D2, you're still getting up at 5 in the morning, you're still practicing, you're still lifting weights. Right. It is a job, no matter what level you play at. And, Center College has done a great job with it.
Well, they have. I think, in a preseason respect, I think they're rated number 3 in their conference.
Correct.
Finished the 3rd in their conference this year. And like we say, the last year things just didn't work out as what they wanted them to be.
But I expect Sarah to have a much better year this year. Right. So I'm going to go over the schedule here real quick for everyone. So September 5th, they actually open on the road this year at Hanover.
Okay.
Then the next week, they are at home against LaGrange. And something else they did, their conference added those 2 teams from Texas again when Birmingham Southern shut down.
Okay.
Birmingham Southern, Alabama was in the conference. They had some financial issues. The school shut down completely. Right. Sad thing, I went there one time in high school to visit the college. I thought about going there. It's a great school. Hated to see it happen, but it changed the whole conference up when that happened, right? So it is what it is. Anyways, so they play LaGrange at home, they play Bridgewater at home, they play Maryville at home, right? So they've got 3 in a row, September 19th, 26th, and October 3rd. Give everybody locally a chance to at least go watch a game, right?
Go watch a game. Go to a Colonel's game. It is a lot.
It's a lot of fun. It's a phenomenal facility now, too. Andy Fry Stadium is top notch.
Oh, it's very nice.
So after that, they go on the road October 10th to Millsaps. This is a conference game. I guess this is all conference moving forward. And they're back home against Rhodes, great college in Tennessee. That is also a conference game. Swanee, conference game. That'll also be at home on Saturday the 24th. 1 p.m. Most of their games are at 1 p.m. I think they play 1 or 2 night games a year. Okay. Then Barry, another conference game. They will go on the road, be back home against Trinity, arguably the best team in the conference. One of those big Texas schools in there. They are number 1, right?
Preseason, yes.
Added.
How about boy?
We talked about it. They weren't in the conference years ago. Then they weren't. Now they're back, and they're a pretty tough team.
Right.
And then they travel to Texas the following week to play on Southwestern. And then depending on how the season goes, then we'll know about playoffs and all that. But get out there and support Center football. It's a fun time. They're great games. It's great competition, great facility. But anyhow, Charlie, got anything to add before we end here? Oh, Haddix. Well, tap him in if we can here.
Yeah, bring him in.
He has. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah.
You can hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Well, he was just on. They were saying that you couldn't hear the thing. So he just called. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I hear you now.
Oh, see, all right, that's what it is.
Now I can hear you.
We're trying to figure out how we can get both of them on at the same time because we're running you. Charlie would know we're running him off Skype, but then we're also running it through the other pod. And when I run you just from, you can't hear me now, can you?
Yep.
Can you still hear me?
Yep.
You can still hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, well, then I think we can do it then. I think we can do it for next week. Yes, we'll practice on that for next week. I think I can hear them in the background. I guess they're still practicing right now.
All right.
So, but he just called in, and I guess we got disconnected, so we're looking forward to next week having some more call-ins.
Right, so,
and if it works out, we can have guests call in as well.
All right, so we had Haddix call in. We had a few technical difficulties here, unfortunately. But thank you, Coach Haddix, for calling in. We appreciate it. Sorry about that. We will get it worked out next week.
Right.
We are live and we are wireless, right? Anything can happen.
That's right, absolutely.
And it's just that's the world we live in. It's technology. It's no one's fault. It's just how it is. But thank you, Coach, for calling in. Stonebreaker, thank you for calling in. We will get it worked out next week. Like I said, so I'm going to bring in some seniors and some top players from both Boyle and Danville next week. A few kids from Center I've talked to. Mm-hmm. Really, the idea of this show is to really get some exposure for these kids at all 3 schools, or young men at all 3 schools, put a spotlight on them, but also allow fans to call in a little bit if we can get that worked out, to do some questions and comments, and really, just make this kind of our thing here, Titletown Talk.
Titletown Talk. I mean, there's a whole lot of talk about Titletown.
Absolutely.
And we love to talk. We love to, elbow each other.
Speaking of Titletown legends right there, but yeah, so we want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. Get out there this weekend. Support Danville, support Boyle, support Center, support all sports of all 3 schools as well. I'm actually going to Danville soccer just because they're right up the road here when I get out of here.
Good for you. Good.
I went and watched Boyle play Mercer last night over there. We try and get out and support these kids. And,
sure.
Now, mind you, I don't have any kids. I have a little bit freer schedule than most. But, anytime you got some free time, like these kids really love and appreciate seeing people up there, especially alumni, especially people out there in the community. I know it's not something everyone can do every night, but when you get an opportunity, go support them. It means the world to these kids.
Hey, hold on real quick, Logan. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, great. So now, Charlie, I got something for you. Charlie, can you hear me?
I hear you, yes.
So did you ever do a show called Titletown Talk before?
Now, Larry Vaught and I did a sports talk show years ago, and it's called Boss Views in Sports News.
Okay, listen to this.
There's a state champ signs as you're entering the city.
Can you hear that?
You can't miss them.
Yes,
They're the first things that you see. Up on top, they're listed Boyle County. Last 4 years, they've taken the whole thing. Hey, that's Coach Chuck Smith standing by the goalpost.
We were listening to old Charlie Perry here from what, 20 years ago at least, right? Old school Charlie.
I didn't know he could sing so good. He's like, yeah, this is Title
Charlie
Town.
has a voice. Don't let him. So Syndicate Dunn running things at the station for us. We greatly appreciate it.
That's right, Sid the Kid.
So we want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight to our first episode. Again, next week we're going to have some players here, maybe some coaches, have a call-in segment hopefully. We want to thank all of you for tuning in, and we really hope you tune in again next week. Thanks for coming out. Charlie, thank you for coming out and helping me tonight. I needed a veteran to help me out, and I really appreciate everything you did.
It was my pleasure.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Signing off from Main Branch Pizza in Danville, Kentucky. It's been Title Town Talk.
WRNZ Lancaster, Danville. This is Z105.
Danville Lee's famous recipes been serving Central Kentucky with the best chicken since 1972. Enjoy your money-saving $6